I'm the Lonely Nikon, and welcome to my basement. So, last year I took all of my factions and mixed them up and made 8 new warbands out of them and then threw them all together in a little tournament kind of thing. So I decided to do something on a grander scale this year, and I took 9 factions, threw them all together, made new warbands out of them, and I'm going to have them play each other over the course of the year and have some sort of winner's battle kind of thing at the end of the year. And maybe I can even make some sort of trophy out of cardboard or something. I don't know. So we're going to do a League of Random game today between Team Farseer and Team Tech Priest Dominus. We'll look at the battlefield here in a second. Alright, so this 4x4 space filled with a decent amount of a randomness of my terrain. A lot of this stuff actually never gets used, it just kind of sits around, so good that it gets to get played with today. Alright, let's meet our random armies for the day. Alright, so when I remade all of the armies into new factions, they all ended up being 1 unit of each troop choice. I don't have enough flyers from all the various factions to include flyers, so we just have HQ, troop, elite, fast attack, and heavy support, which is still pretty awesome enough. Alright, so we have Team Farseer here. Farseer here is our HQ. Because there are many psychers on the various teams, they all just know Smite. So he knows Smite. So our troop choice are 10 of the Nightlord Space Marines. There's a Flamer and a Heavy Bolter in there, along with 7 Bull Pistol Chainsword, and then the champion has a Chain Axe and a Plasma Pistol. For elites, we have 5 Blight Lord Terminators. There's a Flail of Corruption, a Blight Launcher. The champion guy has the Combi, I think it's a Combi Flamer. For fast attack, we have this Trigon. And then for heavy support, we have this Canoptic Doomstalker. The Trigon will be burrowing, and the Terminators will be hanging out in the Teleportarium. Alright. Team Farseer. Alright, so here we have Team Tech Priest Dominus. That's a lot of words. Maybe I'll just say Tech Priest from now on, or maybe Dominus occasionally. You guys will know what I'm saying. So the Tech Priest will indeed be our HQ for this game. So for troops, we have 10 Cadian shock troops. There's a Flamer, a Grenade Launcher, for whatever reason, a guy with a box. The Sergeant has a Chainsword and a Bolt Pistol. Elites, we have a Night Lord's Master of Execution. Fast attack, we have 10 Triarch Praetorians, Void Blades and Particle Casters. And then heavy support. We have this Tyrannofex. Does not have a gun, but he does have acid spray. And toxin sacks. Alright. All of these guys start on the field. This should be a really good game. I'm a Necron player, so I'm gonna have to go with the Dominus team with the Praetorians, because I love the Doomstalker. It does destroy things, but I like the idea of the Praetorians better. So that's my vote for how this goes. So I'm going to roll up deployment, set these guys out, Yeah, we're gonna have a hell of a good game. Alright, so the farseer won the roll. Chose this corner over here behind this. I think that's like a fairy garden. Maybe it's a bookstop. I don't know. It's been in my basement for a really long time, so it's in a video. Yay! So we have the farseer on the far right, Doomstalker in the middle and the back, and then the Night Lord Legionnaires here on the left. Trigon's burrowing somewhere around, and then the Blight Lord Terminators are playing cards up in the Teleportarium. Alright, so that puts Team Tech Priest on this corner. So Tech Priest is in the back, Acadian Shock Troops on the left, and Praetorians on the right, and then on the ground, got the Tyrannifex and the Master of Executions. Alright, well, these guys failed to steal, so we get to start with Team Farseer and movement. Alright, so the Farseer has advanced forward, almost making it to the fence line. The Doomstalker actually moved. I had to look up the movement on that. I don't think I've ever actually moved the Doomstalker. I treat him like Doomsday Arcs, I just never need to move him so I can use the heavy. And then the Legionnaires also advanced forward. So we're too far away to do any psychic attacks. I think we're too far away for the blast from the thingy. I gotta measure that. I should have advanced with it. I didn't actually oh well. It's only got 2 feet on the low power since it moved, so these guys really can't do anything else this turn, which will make it Team Tech Priests and their movement part. Alright, so everybody over here advanced. The shock troops didn't get enough to get off the hill. The dominus did. And the Praetorians with their jump packs made it the furthest, 15 inches. The Tyrannifex got kind of far. Master of Executions just kind of taken up behind the Tyrannifex. I mean, if you're gonna run into combat, you can't go wrong chasing behind the Tyrannifex. These guys don't have any psychers. Everybody advanced, so nobody can shoot. Nobody's in range to charge, so I've noticed in a lot of my small games, well, in most of my games, at least one round is taken up with everybody just advancing to get closer. Something to think about. That will make it Team Farseer's turn. Alright, so again, these two guys have advanced forward as far as they could. Farseer is kind of hiding on the other side of this platform here. Doomstalker is just going to stay where it is. Don't yet see the need to bring in the Trigon or the Terminators. Probably bring the Terminators in over there somewhere next turn. Kind of hoping these shock troops are going to get off this hill. Maybe bring the Trigon over there. I don't know. Yeah, so I've determined that the Farseer can't really see anything between the height of the platform and then the bridge little thing there. He just really can't see anything at all, so he can't really do smite. But the Doomstalker can definitely see the Tyrannifex to shoot at it. So we'll do that. So normally when I use these guys, they do pretty well in damage. And he did pretty good this time. Did 6 damage to the Tyrannifex, so did about a third of its life to it in damage, so that's a good start. Still too far away to charge though, so that'll make it Team Tech Priest Dominus. Still sounds like a mouthful. Alright, these guys are making some pretty good movement down the board. The Master of Executions, Tech Priest, and the Acadian Shock Troops here all advanced forward, Shock troops finally made it off the hill. Praetorians just moved over here. That's a long charge, but I'm willing to make it. Or attempt it anyway. And the Tyrannosaurus got over here with clear and happy line of sight on the farseer. Just moved, didn't advance. Hasn't been bracketed yet. Still no psychers. And shooting phase. Alright, so the Praetorians with their particle casters killed one of the Legionnaires and wounded another one. The Tyrannosaurus with its acid spray only managed to do 2 damage to the farseer because of his really awesome invuln save, and yeah, the yellow, well, they're basically the Drakari dice, but I guess them for the Eldar too, because they're kind of the same-ish, you know? Either way, the Drakari dice like the save, so only took 2 damage there. But that'll take us to the charge phase, where the Tyrannosaurus is going to charge into the farseer, and these Praetorians are going to try and make an 11-inch charge into these Legionnaires. I mean, I have faith they can make it, but we'll see how the Necron dice are feeling. Alright, the Tyrannosaurus made his charge. The Praetorians did not. Thankfully, none of the Legionnaires were able to roll 6s in Overwatch, so there was that. So the Tyrannosaurus didn't kill the farseer. He did 1 point of damage to him. The farseer wasn't able to do anything in return, though, so slightly happy bonus there. Alright, well, that'll take us to Team Farseer then. Movement. Alright, so the Farseer has fallen back away from the Tyrannosaurus on this little platform thingy here. Both the Doomstalker and the Legionnaires are just going to stay in place where they're at currently. Trigon popped up over here, kind of opposite near these guys. And the Blightlord Terminators popped in over here. Hopefully I can catch most of this back line between the Terminators and the Trigon. I don't remember what the rule said about Psychic powers if you fall back. I'll have to look that up real fast. Well, all I found was that units that fall back can't shoot or charge unless they have some sort of specific ability that allows them to do so. So I'm pretty sure he can use his Psychic ability. So he's going to try and smite. The Tyrannosaurus is the closest unit. Goes off on a 5. That's a 10. Alright, so D3 wounds. Alright, so 2 damage to the Tyrannosaurus. And we'll do some shooting. Alright, so the Space Marines did a point of damage to the Tyrannosaurus here. The Doomstalker unfortunately missed with all of its shots. It was very, very sad. Trigon killed off 3 of these Imperial Guardsmen. And the Blightlord Terminators all, as a group, the entire group I guess, managed to kill off the Master of Executions. That was super awesome. So, charges. Trigon is going to try and charge into the Praetorians. Nice long 9-inch charge. And the Legionnaires are going to charge into the Tyrannosaurus. That's going to definitely be a good fight, assuming they can make that's 6 inches, I think. I'll measure here in a second when I do the rolling. So yeah, this is going to be an awesome battle that I'm definitely looking forward to. I don't get to see this, so... Well, I don't get to see this very often. By the time the Tyrannosaurus makes it to where the Night Lords normally are at, they're all mostly dead by that point, so... Alright, so I was super amazed, but the Trigon actually made its charge. The Legionnaires definitely made their charge. So the Trigon killed off 4 of these Praetorians, and the Legionnaires got the Tyrannifex down to 4. So in the return phase of the experience, the Tyrannifex hitting on 5s failed to hit anything at all. The Praetorians did a decent amount of damage to the Trigon though, so yeah, that was nice and fun. And that'll take us to Team Tech Priest. Alright, the Tyrannifex and the Praetorians are going to stay in combat. The Tech Priest and the Cadian shock troops have just moved over towards the Terminators over here. Alright, so we're going to do a fun, happy little shooting phase. Alright, so particle casters are pistols. So these guys all shot at the Trigon and did a single point of damage. And then between the shock troops and the Tech Priest, they managed to kill off 1 of the Terminators over there. Alright, well, the Tech Priest is going to attempt, yeah. Going to try and charge into the Terminators over there. The Tyrannifex and Praetorians are still in combat with their, respective little dudes. So, we'll do some charging, we'll do some fighting. This is going to be a good time. The Dominus did not make his charge. The Tyrannifex killed the wounded Space Marine. And the Praetorians did a little bit more damage to the Trigon. Trigon ended up killing 2 of the Praetorians, and they didn't reanimate. It's kind of always a sore spot when they don't do that. Like, you should be doing that. And then the Legionnaires just killed off the Tyrannifex. That chain axe, heavy axe thing, it just definitely fucked that guy up. Alright. It's going to take us to Team Farseer. Alright, so the Farseer moved to the other side of this little platform thing. The Night Lord's Legionnaires have just moved up to the edge of the platform here. Terminators are just going to stay put. The Trigon is just going to stay in combat. So for the second phase, closest enemy to the Farseer are these Praetorians right here in combat with the Trigon. Gonna try and smite those guys. Not gonna get it with a 3. Alright. Shooting phase then. Alright, so the Doomstalker very definitely killed the Dominus. And then the Terminators killed all but the Sergeant guy of the shock troops. He's probably going to run at the end of the round here. 6 people died there, so. Alright, nobody's in range to charge, but these guys are still in combat, so we'll deal with that. Alright, the Trigon killed 2 more Praetorians and didn't take any damage. Tyrannid dice are starting to roll a lot better as the game goes on. Alright, well, it's time to roll a morale check. Yeah, I rolled really high for that, so he ran away. So that means it's just these 2 Praetorians left alive for Team Tech Priest. Well, they're not going to move. They do have pistols, so they're going to shoot the Trigon. Alright, well, they failed to wound the Trigon at all with their guns. So they're going to try it with regular melee combat. Alright, that was some ridiculous ass stuff. So The Praetorians did a point of damage to the Trigon, getting it down to 3, which puts it at the lowest bracket. So it was hitting on 5s, and it hit on a crap ton. And it was wounding on 3s, and it wounded on most of those. And there was nobody left alive for them to try and reanimate, so Trigon killed off the Praetorians in a ridiculous dice roll. Alright, well, that means that Team Farseer has won. They didn't even lose an entire unit. They really only lost like 1 space marine, I think, so good job on these guys. Mark those guys on the winners bracket. If you made it to the end of the video, I do greatly appreciate it. This isn't, well, I don't know what 10th edition guys are doing because I don't really care that much about 10th edition, but it'd be nice to think that there's guys out there who are experimenting with things like this in 10th edition. I'm gonna definitely continue doing League of Random stuff. My original goal was 2 a week, but real life is being the way it is, so I'm readjusting my goal to like 5 a month, hopefully. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. Again, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.